Hey, everybody. This is me. I'm Braxton Cosby, and I'm hoping that you guys have all logged on successfully and you're about to participate in this Google Hangout that I'm hosting. This is a very exciting time for me because it's the end of the year, and I'm always excited to set new goals and dreams and have visions of what the next year is going to entail and things that I really think I'm going to be able to accomplish. And I hope you do too. And that's what I'm here to do today. I'm going to introduce myself to you, go over a few things that I have planned for the new year to share with you guys. And I'm so encouraged and inspired to do great things in 2016. I think it's going to be an amazing year. I just have this feeling in my bones that a lot of things that I have dreamed and aspired to are going to come alive in 2016. I think God's going to be all in it. I think he's going to establish some of the things he's shown me. And I feel as if it's not just about me doing those great things, but it's about you too. I think you have visions. I think you have some things that God has kind of stirred up inside of you that are going to make you just an amazing vessel to be used to not just be blessed, but to be a blessing to others. So hopefully that starts with obviously your health. And that's what I'm here to do, is be an ambassador and somebody who you can lean on and hopefully follow to get yourself right in 2016, because the new year is about resolutions and making new dreams come true and establishing new hope. And hopefully those goals that you have, that you set for yourself, you make them attainable, and that you do attain them, and that you're continuing to just grow and set new goals as the year goes on. So with that being said, thank you guys for coming out. It's here in Atlanta. It's exactly 8:02. And I'm just going to kind of mess around a little bit, give a couple of minutes for some folks to get on. And I want to see if some people have joined us. Feel free that anything you want to do, you can actually send an email to me. We are recording live, but not an email. You can actually, well, you could email me. If you got a question, go ahead and email me. It's braxtoncosby.com. Oh, no, actually, that's my website. It's braxtoncosby@hotmail.com. Go ahead and send me a live email. I'll be glad to pick up your email and read it out loud and, kind of introduce myself to you formally through email. But also, I think there's a messaging system here that you guys can do as well. So with that being said, I'm just going to move this around and see who's in. I have one viewer here. All right, we have Chantel. She's a special friend of mine, my wonderful, wonderful woman. And she is on and getting some more people logging in now. So we're excited that you guys are being a part of Fat Free for Life today. I'm going to give about 2 more minutes and then I'll actually start my whole spiel. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We've got a few people out there. And once again, I'm going to send some information to you guys in my chat. There should be a chat box there that you guys can enter a message if you have one. I'm going to go ahead and do one myself and just welcome everybody to the Hangout. With that being said, let me go ahead and get started. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Braxton Cosby. I have my doctorate in physical therapy. I've been a physical therapist for over 13 years. Graduated from the U of Miami, Florida. And I've got experience in multiple settings. I've done some outpatient, some athletic environment stuff, did some training, some coaching with some athletes in high school. I've also worked in acute care in a hospital setting. And I've also worked in, let me see what else. I've done some neuro rehab in the hospitals. I've also done some SNF settings, we call them nursing homes. And that's where I am now, working in geriatrics, really. And I just love the older folks because they've got a wealth of experience and information to share. And most of it is funny. And a lot of it is educational. I've also worked in pediatrics, so I've done the whole span from birth to 105, I think was my oldest patient I've ever worked with. So I had a great time and a fantastic career doing that. Just the same kind of thing of helping people meet their goals, finding out what those goals are, setting up the goals, making them practical and reachable, and working with family and caregivers and everything, and just really helping people get back on their feet and moving. Also, I'm a certified personal trainer. I do some boot camps down here in Atlanta, Georgia. I've helped people lose hundreds of pounds of weight. A lot of you guys, some of the viewers who are on right now, have been a part of that. And I'm also a certified sports nutritionist. So I'm able to help create meal plans that work and are customized to individuals. So it's none of that, one size fits all. It's what's important to you, what's going to help you meet your goals, and some challenges that you have with eating. That's where I specialize in coming in and embracing. But as far as meal plans go, I've got some special stuff in this book right here, Fat Free for Life, that we're going to talk about a little bit later on in the Google Hangout. Also, I'm a former athlete. Used to run the hurdles down at the University of Miami, track and field. I've got a couple of school records for some relays, sprint medley, hurdle relays, and of course, my event, the 400 hurdles. Ran with some amazing athletes, just having an awesome experience. There's nothing like exercise and the feeling of the adrenaline rush that you get when you're about to compete. So I still miss it. I'm not able to get out there and compete like I used to, but I am still working out in the gym 3 to 4 times a week and staying fit, because that's the one thing that makes me feel young. Also, let me see, I'm an award-winning author for my books, the series called The Sect, The Wingate, Book 1. That's a Christian fiction series. It won 2 book awards, 2014 for Reader's Favorite and for Children's Literary Classics. The sequel to The Wingate is coming out in 2016, so I'm very excited about that. The other book, Star-Crossed Saga, is a trilogy series of science fiction and romance, catered a little bit more towards the science fiction now, but definitely something that people can read and understand without it being too over your head. I got a lot of great reviews with that. Hey, Edie, I see you made it in.
Hey, Braxton. That took me a while to get on. How are you doing?
All right, and I'm going to be introducing her soon. She's going to tell you a couple of things about some of the platforms that we work with, so I'm excited to have her in. Okay, where was I? Oh, here we go. Also, so Protostar, the book 1, and we've already got that completed for film development, and we've actually gotten our first preliminary contract signed for funding for that. So we're going to be starting our pre-production in early 2016. So we're very, very excited. Yeah. We're very excited about that. Awesome. I think it's just, I love the story. I'm in love with it myself. When I first got inspired to write it, God just kind of spoke to me and said, write something that you really love. And it really has become a labor of love. Book 2 is out now, Supernova, and book 3, Solstice, will be out in 2016. So another exciting book that will be being released, along with this one here. Again, Edie, Fat Free for Life. I told him we'll be talking about that a bit later on. So finishing up about me, I'm also I do a little bit of modeling. I've done some acting as well. Currently an entrepreneur. I'm the CEO of Cosby Media Productions. My COO, Leon Cosby, is also a part of it. And it's a 5-division company where we produce media for TV, film, music, and books. So, we also do some talent and management and development as well. I'm also a columnist for OM Times, my favorite online magazine, One Mind Times, and they talk a little bit about everything. And I write a lot of the health articles for them. And I'm so gracious for the partnership that I have with them, because they do give me a great platform to circulate my content. So I'm able to reach you guys, reach a lot of people out there in cyberspace, and just continue to push that to whatever boundaries we can make with the education on through the OM Times platform. So also, I'm a former radio host of Ask the Fat Doctors. I used to do that with NFL personality Jamie Dukes, retired, I should say, football offensive lineman, played for our Atlanta Falcons and a couple other teams. And I'm also a brand ambassador for the drink company Hydro One. Let me give them a shout out. See my shirt, Hydro One. And Hydro One, if you haven't heard about them, it's Hydro One Premium Beverages. Drink to your health. We'll talk about them a little bit later, because that's part of our giveaways. Edie, is something that we have with Hydro One going on. And I cannot devalue the importance of being a brand ambassador for Smash On as well. And if you guys haven't heard about Smash On, it is a health and fitness platform very similar to Facebook, but it's a community of healthy living individuals. So Edie, you want to give a little spiel on Smash On and what you guys have planned for the future?
Yeah, actually, Braxton, we're going to be going up live pretty soon here, and we're just so excited and grateful to have you as our fitness brand ambassador. And yeah, Smash On is your local health and fitness community, and it's really a place for people to go and get motivated, get well. So motivated by people like you know. So it's kind of like it'll be Facebook, but for health and fitness and wellness. Opportunity to not only connect with experts that they want to follow online,
right,
and message with them and really follow them and get motivated by them, but also go offline and meet with experts in their local community. So we're all that local community. So it's just a way to empower people both online and offline. And we're so excited to have you as our fitness brand ambassador. It's just been a thrill to work.
Yeah, thank you so much, Edie. We've done a tremendous job this year partnering and having the chats on Facebook and Twitter. And it was my pleasure. It was just amazing. We've had some great discussions and interacting with people, and hopefully we're able to help some folks, get moving and get off the couch and get serious about their health, because I'm truly a victor of good health and being healthy. And my passion is to help people in that format. So I'm glad that Smash On exists, and I'm so proud to be a part of what you guys are doing.
Yeah, it's been an honor to work with you, Braxton, and we're just getting started. So we were working together, like you said, on Facebook and Twitter, and now we're doing a book release launch party for you here, a Google Hangout party, to talk about not only your book that's coming out,
right,
but also you're doing a 30-day fitness challenge.
Absolutely, and that's what we're going to get into next. Edie, you can go ahead and give yourself a shout out now. I'm going to be actually on your radio show. You want to give some of the viewers a little idea of what's coming up in January?
Yeah, so Braxton is.
Oh, we lost Edie. Edie, where'd you go? Okay, well, Edie will be back in a minute. All right. So for those who are still in, what I'm going to do is go to the second phase of what we're talking about today. And that's the big news. Okay. Other than my book coming out next week, I really want to invite you guys to join me in the 2016 30-Day Health Challenge. From January to February 4th, I'm going to be launching the 30-Day Eat Less, Move More campaign. And that's something that's talked about in the book. But basically, Eat Less, Move More is just a campaign that teaches you how to eat smarter and better while enjoying most of the foods you currently eat now, with a few exceptions. So a couple of those things are anything that's fried with batter. I ask you to avoid that. Also, anything that's high in sugar, you want to control that as much as possible as well, your intake. And drink more water. Stay away from carbonated beverages if you can. But people ask me all the time, well, what makes Eat Less, Move More so great? Because everybody always asks me, hey, you got this book coming out. I need a meal plan. I need something that's going to, help me eat better and be smarter, and what's going to make me lose 15 pounds in a week and all this other crazy foolishness. When really I just said, hey, people need to eat, enjoy what they eat. But I think really being overweight comes down to a volume control issue. I honestly believe that people are overeating. So Eat Less, Move More just actually attacks weight loss in two ways. One, it's about eating less. So I ask you to take your basic plate of food, a normal meal that you would consume, and cut it in half. Slide half of it off, save it, put it in a container for later. We don't want to be wasteful. And eat it maybe tomorrow for dinner, as opposed to eating the entire plate today. So that's, if you drink a can of soda, maybe you cut half of that out. Maybe you drink water as a substitute for the rest of the portion that you normally drink. You can have your desserts, but maybe you just have a normal slice of cake in front of you. You cut that in half and eat that, and they say that other half for another day. So those are the things that Eat Less portion of Eat Less, Move More talks about. And the Move More campaign is really just about doubling your exercise output. So where you may normally, for say maybe you do a cardio activity for maybe 30 minutes, double that, go to 60. Maybe you slow down the pace a little bit so you can make it. But that's what this is about. It is trying to, hey, Edie, you made it back. Yeah, okay. No problem. I was just telling everybody about the Eat Less, Move More campaign and the introduction of the 2016 30-Day Health Challenge that I'm hosting. So I was giving a little information on that.
Oh, okay.
So it's easy how to eat better. So the Move More is just doubling. So if you walk 1 mile, work yourself up to 2. If you do maybe an average of 45 minutes of a spin class, bump it up to 90. Don't be afraid to get it going. So if you move twice as much as you normally do, or maybe you get yourself a pedometer and say, hey, I take maybe 5,000 steps a day while you're at work, doing whatever you do during your day. Maybe you move it up to 10,000. So you're going to eat less, eating half of what you normally do, and then you're going to double your exercise output. And I promise you, that's just basic math. You're going to consume less calories, and you're going to burn more. So you have to lose weight. And that's just part of the entire challenge. The challenge actually is going to, all the details of the challenge, really, you can go ahead and head on over to braxtoncosby.com. And right there in the middle of the page, you'll see what that 2016 challenge is about. It's a 30-day challenge. I'm going to be right here with you guys. I'm going to be, every day I'll be posting pictures, videos. I will actually be answering your questions, and also be giving you some of my tips, even some pictures of the foods I'm eating. Maybe you'll even see me working out on a couple of things. And I'm just going to be right there to push you guys forward. You do have to do a couple of things either to be a part of the 30-day challenge, because we're going to be giving away a lot of goodies to the people who participate. What we want to do is we want to see what you guys are doing. So we want you to weigh in on January 5th, take a picture of the scale, take a picture of yourself, and I want you to post it somewhere on social media, and I want you to tag me. So the two ways you do that is you're going to like my Facebook page, which is going to be www.facebook.com/Dr. That's DR, capital DR, and then BRAXTON Cosby. That's for the Facebook page. And then you're also going to go to Twitter account, and you're going to look for twitter.com/Braxton A. Cosby. Once you like that and follow me, I will follow you back. And that's where you're going to start tagging me and posting so I can know your weight starting out and also what you look like. But the other thing that you can do is you can actually measure your BMI, which is a basic equation that you can find online with your height and your weight, and you get that. Over these 30 days, as you're moving through the challenge and you're doing things, you're going to start losing weight, hopefully. And that's going to allow me to be a part of your life. We're going to be connected as you go through the challenge. 3 things you'll have to do to be a part of it. One, I've already told you, is follow me on social media. 2, is pick up a copy of Fat Free for Life, 13 Principles for Guaranteed Weight Loss and Ultimate Health. I do have a guarantee on the book, not a money back guarantee, but a guarantee that if you follow these 13 principles, I guarantee you that you will change your life. You'll change the way you think about food. You'll change the way you eat. You'll change the way you exercise. You'll change some of the habits that you have that have been holding you back. Because this is all about breaking the cycles of defeat, guys. It's break the cycles of weight loss, defeat. And that's what this book is going to help you do. It's unlike any other health book out there. I confidently say that. So you buy the copy, you follow me on social media, and you take a picture and you tag me on these social media outlets. And we're just going to have a great time. From January 5th all the way to February 4th, I'm going to be interacting with you. I want you to be active, and we're just going to keep things going. So that's the 30-day 2016 health challenge. So I want you guys to be a part of it. You got anything to add to that, Edie?
Well, so for order for them to participate, things, right? First, I have your book so they can follow the principles.
Absolutely.
And then follow you on social media, like your Twitter and Facebook, and they can find all of those links on BraxtonCosby.com, so they know where to go. And then the third part of participating in the 30-day fitness challenge is to take a picture of yourself and then to tag you either on Twitter or Facebook, right?
Right. Yep.
And then it's a contest, right? So with the giveaways and what happens.
Yeah. Well, here's some of the things that that people will win. We're gonna have 2 categorical winners for being a part of the challenge. One is whoever loses the most weight, and the other one is who loses the most BMI percentage. Because some people lose weight very easily, and some people, they may just, not be able to lose that much weight, but their BMI may go down because they may be putting on lean muscle mass. Some people pick up muscle mass faster than others. So I want to have something measurable that they'll be able to say, hey, look at me, look how well I've done. So those 2 categorical winners will be chosen. And when they're chosen, you will get 2 things from me. You will get a personal signed autographed copy of Fat Free for Life. So you can go ahead and share the one that you already purchased with somebody else, because sharing is caring. And then also I'm going to give you a free case of Hydro One premium beverage. Okay. So if you guys don't know about Hydro One, you need to go and find out about it. It's at www.hydroonebeverages.com. It's in a class by itself, totally a healthy, low calorie, all natural, functional beverage that are enriched with all these vitamins and minerals and things your body needs, and all the things your body does not need are not in this drink. They have 5 different flavors to choose from, and I tell you, once you drink them, you will be hooked on them. I love what they represent. I'm passionate about the message that Hydro One sends as far as kind of. Selma Owens just joined the chat. How you doing? Selma's mic is just a little loud, so I just muted it a little bit. But hi, Selma. How you doing? There you go. She's waving. All right. Selma's in a busy area. Let me see if I can get her mic back. Someone's having a connection issue, looks like. Oh, there she is. How you doing, Selma?
Hi, Selma.
Selma can hear us. I think she has that's fine. So anyway, we'll have those two categorical winners, and I'll send you a case of Hydra One, and trust me, I know you'll be excited and you'll love it. All right. So anything else you want to add to that, Edie?
So out that they've won, like how do people get notified, or do they have to or Twitter that they've won?
Absolutely. What we're going to do is we're going to send out an email, and of course, when you tag me, I'm going to make an announcement formally of who the winners are on social media. That's why it's important for you to follow. When I make that announcement video post, you're going to have to DM me and give me your email, and I'll email you, and then we'll exchange address so I can get the shipment of the book and the case out to you. Okay.
That's awesome. So Braxton, so I was wondering, do you want to go over like some of the principles? I don't know what else you have planned, but did you?
Absolutely.
I didn't know if you could talk about some of those.
Yep, that's the last part of what we're doing today. So we're gonna dive into this book here and get busy.
And then you were asking me before when I got dropped out of Google Hangouts. So I'm going to be interviewing Braxton on next Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He's coming on my radio show, The Wellness Coach. It's on Blog Talk Radio. And I interact with Braxton live, and at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just look for The Wellness Coach on Blog Talk Radio. And then you have another chance to interact with Braxton live. Of course, you also have the chance to interact with him here live, right? People can actually type in their questions here, Braxton, right? If they wanted to ask you questions now live. That's the whole beauty of being live.
Yep. Yeah, if you're on Google Hangout right now, feel free. Like Selma just emailed me. She said she had a lot of background noise. She couldn't hang around. So, no problems at all. I told Selma, thanks a lot for stopping by. We're glad to have her. So, just go ahead and send a message. It'll notify me that you're on. Or maybe even be able to get in our chat here with Edie and I. So, but either way, Fat Free for Life. I'm gonna read a little bit of the summary off the back, and then I'll jump into some of the principles and why this book is different than any other health book out there you'll be reading in 2016. So it's no secret that the United States has a serious weight problem. More than 2/3 of adults are either overweight or obese, and half of all middle-aged adults who begin an exercise program discontinue it within the first 6 months. So many of us are losing the battle because we fail to address our whole lives in our weight loss plan. We work out passionately, but neglect the mental and the spiritual, which inevitably leads to a burnout. And we go back to familiar destructive habits. Fat Free for Life is for anyone who has struggled with the highs and lows of weight loss, providing an easy, practical guide to break the cycles of defeat for good. Okay, so you're going to address the mind, the body, and the spirit in this book. People ask me, what does that mean? Well, I believe that we're spirit beings who live in a body who have a soul. So our soul is our emotive side of us. It's that thing that makes us quote unquote human. Our body obviously is that thing that we are trapped in somewhat, and we have to take care of that. So that's the physical part of our being, and our spirit, of course, is that transient thing that has that connection to the rest of the world in a way that our minds can't connect to. Our bodies can't even connect to. Like we know it's there, but we can't see it, we can't feel it, but we know there's something in that. And I think that people start getting serious about anything, when they get passionate about a goal, when they get very convicted about doing something and they want to make great strides. I think that's your spirit talking out and crying out to you because it knows the way in which you should go. So this book actually addresses that. So just to give you a little bit of a take on this, each chapter is a principle. There's 13 chapters to this book, and there's 13 principles to it. And each one of these principles is attacked in three ways. I feel like these principles are almost like pillars of you existing. They're going to help you accomplish your goals if you follow these these 13 principles. So, so for one, I'll read a couple of the chapters, just the titles. Claim success for a new season. So so what does that mean? What's that principle? Well, you have to always claim success. You got to speak success into yourself. You have to stand in the mirror, look at yourself, have positive reinforcement of your own goals, saying that you are a victor, you're no longer a victim, that you're going to do great things, and that you're going to be a positive, motivating force in this world, and you're going to bring others along with you. So you have to claim that ahead of time, because so many people say, oh, I'm just this, I'm just that. There's no future for me. Woe is me. Well, guess what? You will say those things, and you will continue to walk in those things as well. So that's just one of the principles. And when you get into that chapter, what I offer in each chapter is it's a three-headed beast that tries to get you going in the right direction. So claim success, I'm going to attack you from the spiritual side. I'm going to give you scriptures of faith and encouragement, and that reinforce that whole claiming your success for the season. I'm going to attack the natural side, which is basically through things that are tangible. So it'll be science driven. So I'll talk to you about what some experimentation and what the evidence-based practice out there about how powerful it is to claim success, how this is actually measurable, and how you can you can actually attain your goals by doing that. I'm going to have the science behind it. And then lastly is going to be the soul, which is the emotion side. That's going to be that thing that you connect with. So there'll be some personal testimonies of mine of how I've done that, how other people have done amazing things and great feats. I remember Joe Namath, when he was going to the Super Bowl, he said, I'm going to guarantee a victory for the New York Jets. And by God, he did win that game. Of course, I'm sure he was shaking in his boots about making such a huge claim. But imagine the power of that is if we can continue to say, hey, man, I'm going to do great things today. So that's just one of them. And of course, with it being a Cosby book, you'd imagine a little bit of comedy being thrown in here. And that's where Cosby's Corner comes out. If you guys have been following my blog, you know that I've got Cosby's Corner on my blog. And that's where I'm just kind of spouting out, all my articles. My blog is live. I'm giving you guys as much information as I can, condensed as much as possible so you don't get bored. But Cosby's Corner is like a satirical take on what that principle is. And that way you can kind of laugh at yourself a little bit. You get a little bit of a break and you get back into the book and you get these principles. What I love about this book, Edie, is that it's something that you can apply daily over and over again. You don't have to just sit back and just say, oh, I read that chapter is boring. I think it's one of these books that you'll get a little bit more from it every time you read it. As you keep moving and you'll pick up the book and you read it and you go back to that chapter and that principle and you'll be excited and you say, man, I didn't get it the first time. And now something happened in my life, some kind of breakthrough I had that principle was so applicable that I want to actually read a little bit more about it again. So in the back of the book, which is really cool, Edie, there's a feature called my rapid fire bonus round, which is a guide to the book. So how many books like that? So I have people who ask me personal questions, a male and a woman who, man or woman who are doing X, Y, and Z. They fought and struggled with this type of, body image thing, or maybe they're eating, or they ask me these personal questions, and I would answer it and say, hey, the answer to that type of question is in chapters 4, 8, and 9. And I think that's just something so people could say, well, let me just open this up for a second. So for example, I'm a 37-year-old man. Hey, fat doc, how does sleep affect my health? Well, we all like to know that. How much sleep do I really need? And if I don't get sleep, then what's going to happen to me? So I basically tell you in chapters, you want to check out chapters 3 and 7. And I give you a little bit of summary about how that does, affect your health. Lack of sleep makes you tired. I know that sounds like a weak answer, but it's true. No one can operate functionally at their maximum capacity on a lack of sleep. The brain needs more sleep than you know. Sleep deprivation negatively affects cognitive function, but it's not limited to just the brain. As a matter of fact, your body needs time to repair itself after a hard bout of exercise in which you have split muscle fibers and fatigued the cardiovascular system. It needs to replenish energy stores and repair these muscles in preparation for the next bout of exercise. Your mental and physical prowess is dependent on the amount of sleep you get on a consistent basis, most people recommend anywhere between 5 to 10 hours. Me, myself, I probably get about 6 because the amount of things I'm doing, I really can't get anything less than that. So I see Leon is chiming in on a chat here. How you doing, Leon? Leon and Jessica are on. Appreciate you guys getting on. And there's Edie Leon saying hi. She gave you a shout out. So anyway, so that's what I love about it. So let me see. Going back into the principles, one of my favorite chapters in the book, Edie, is a chapter called "Turn Down the Volume and Listen." It's on page 67. It's chapter 5. So "Turn Down the Volume and Listen" is really talking about the volume control that I talked about earlier, and this is where the Eat Less, Move More campaign comes into play. The volume, the amounts of food that we consume is really what you can control, because think about it. Your stomach is really supposed to be like maybe the size of your fist, a little bit bigger for each person, but obviously we don't eat like that. We don't eat just this much food. We scarf down food. We're probably eating it faster than it's even getting to our stomach. So by the time we've gotten through this huge plate of food, all that, after we've gotten through it, now it gets into our stomach, and your stomach is a muscle. So it's going to try to expand. It's going to try to stretch. It's going to do what it needs to survive, to keep you comfortable. So over time, the elastic walls of the stomach are going to be stretched to new limits. And the problem is those new limits don't return back too quickly, especially if you don't start limiting the amount of food you're eating. So I started realizing that myself personally. As I was eating, I would eat, and I'd eat so fast.
Yeah.
And once I got through all my food, I would feel miserable, because all that food finally reached after like 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm done with the meal. I'm like, man, I feel awful. And I can feel my pants kind of my stomach pushing against my belt. And that was a feeling that I did not like. So that was a good reminder. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start cutting this volume down. I'm going to start decreasing the amount of food. I'm going to control my plate size. And when I did that, my stomach started shrinking, because it was, and it would fight me, because my stomach was used to saying, hey, we normally send a signal to your brain to stop eating when we felt the stretch. So if we're not feeling the stretch, then you must not be eating enough food, So I basically reversed that that feedback loop and started making my brain tell my stomach, no, the reason you're not feeling anything is because we're done. So that was something that I did. But turn down the volume and listen. I'll give you a little bit of the intro to it. It says, in this chapter, I want you to come to grips with this truth. There is no magic pill that exists to get the weight off and turn you into an overnight success at weight loss. People love to think that they can just dictate the rate at which they lose weight. But I'm willing to bet that the vast majority of people who finally decide to get serious about weight loss have come to the grips with this reality. If it's done the right way, it's going to take time. There is no diet program or exercise video or routine that will shed layers of fat from your body overnight. It just doesn't exist. It's not healthy. You'll put it back on again. So wrap your mind around the issue of volume. If you want to get amazing results, you'll have to attack weight loss on 2 fronts: eating volume and exercise. I don't care how hard you work or starve yourself, which is actually counterproductive to weight loss. It will not budge. Remember, you most likely put those pounds on through years of hard work and dedication to the cause of feeding yourself. Okay, so now it's time to commit to the hard work and time of learning to manage the volume issue. Meaning to manage your portion size, cut back on calorie consumption, and put in the time of intense workouts at the gym. Here's one easy rule to remember: if it's bigger than your fist, don't put it in your mouth. Simple, right? So wrap your mind around the knowledge that it's going to take discipline and self-control on your part to strip off the excess weight from your musculoskeletal frame. Oh yeah, you have one of those. It's just hiding underneath all that, what I'll kindly call that stored unused energy.
Love that, stored unused.
Yeah, stored unused energy is a lot better. I tell people, I did a blog one time called "You Are Not Fat, You Have Fat on You." And it really challenged people to change their lens on how they looked at themselves. I believe you got this skeleton, no such thing as big boned. You didn't come out of the womb with these large bones, and then you got all this fat on you all of a sudden. So I think you have the same size bones as everybody else. We're all in the same gravitational pull of the earth. Nobody's got more, so there's not going to be any use of bones getting denser and stronger than the next person. And you just have a lot of unused energy on you. You have a lot of fat on you, but you are not fat, and you are a person of power. You're a person of strength and a person of purpose. Yeah. And you have a musculoskeletal system like everybody else. You've got organs under there like everybody else, and you have a heart that beats like everybody else. You just have fat on you, but your person is not fat. So stop calling yourself fat and empower yourself by saying, hey, I got fat on me, but it doesn't have to stay on me. You don't
identify with it.
Absolutely.
It's I love how you say it's just unused energy, and it's and Braxton, I think you're like the best leader, because you really are very inspiring and motivational, and you cover all three spectrums, mind, body, and soul. And the obesity, I want people to identify with, feeling like ashamed or anything like that. It's like there's something you can do about it. To be ashamed about. It's they're concrete take. That's what I've learned from you. As you as a physical therapist and as an author, and this whole time that we've been doing this social media campaign, is there are concrete steps you can take. And you're leading people can look to you to help them. Nobody's in this alone.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. So in this chapter, I have one of my favorite Cosby's Corners called Fat Ways. Okay. So, and people, you say fat, people get all insulted and get all sensitive. And I get that, and I could have fat on me. You see how I eat. If I didn't exercise, it would be very sad. I would have a lot of fat on me, but I think there's some things that hold you back, which are called your fat ways. And I give a shout out to Jamie Dukes in the book, because he's the one who talked about this on the radio show one time. He said that he had fat ways, and his wife pointed him out, and he knew that it was something he needed to challenge himself to get over. And I describe it to you. So it's called NFL Analyst Jamie Dukes, and I first started a radio show at Fat Docs of the podcast. And then one night, his wife Angela joined us on the show. Needless to say, when the lady of the house speaks, it's best to sit back and listen. It said, beyond just the hot topics and social media highlights, Angela shared with us something that I thought was an amazing observation. She said that people have problems with weight loss because they develop what she calls fat ways. She made it up. I co-signed it, well, really stole it, and now I'm going to share it with you. She said, imagine this. One Friday night, you're all alone in the house, and your favorite interval of television shows is about to come on over the next 2 hours. All right, so this is me speaking. Okay? Or maybe it's your favorite movie, you pop in a DVD player. Anyway, you settle in for the night and decide that there's only one thing that can make this moment even better: a bowl of your favorite ice cream. You go to the freezer, you pull the ice cream out of the cart, pull the ice cream carton out, and you grab a bowl. But right before you grab the ice cream scooper, you say to yourself, wait a minute, I'm the only one who eats this kind of ice cream, so why do I need a bowl? I would just take it with me and eat a little bit right out of the box, okay? But before you know it, what you intended to be only a few spoonfuls turns into a whole carton, and then matriculates into the entire box of ice cream being devoured right before your eyes. And what's that spell? Fat way. Okay, that's a fat way. So that, now you have to ask yourself the question: are you guilty of that behavior? And it's this type of thing that will keep you overweight and on the path of life change destruction. So I can hear you now. That's not me. I never eat out of the entire carton. Okay, hold
on. We've all done it.
Right, exactly. So say, okay, well, let's try this one. I go into the cabinet and latch onto a bag of cookies. I take a tall glass of milk out to get some serious dunking going on, right? And oh, no, I hate the whole bag. Fat ways. I've been there. Trust me on that one. So maybe we'll break it down to: are you the type to take the whole 2-liter bottle with you, or better yet, the pizza box? You get a whole bag of chips. You got the large bag, and rather than you take a handful out of some napkins and eat just that, you slowly start to go in and out of the bag. And before you know it, your fat weight has taken over and you've gained weight without even knowing it. So I say the scary thing is you have more than just one fat weight, but be strong. First, identify each one and then remove them one by one. Remember that the moral of the above testimony is people, volume control, not as in the sound of me screaming at you, but more like the sights and sounds of you eating. You did it, not me. I'm just saying. So that's a Cosby's Corner in one of my favorite chapters. I do talk about the spiritual balance in this chapter 2 about volume control. And this one talks about really going to touch on the importance of having a spiritual balance in order to truly free yourself from the clutches of evil excess weight pitfall. God speaks in the Bible about spiritual fruit. So this kind of shifts you from, it's like the fruits of the spirit. Well, what are the things I'm giving out? My positive outlook on life, where I'm talking about my spiritual side of things. So I go into what the Bible talks about with the spiritual fruits. So you have love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are the fruits of the spirit. These are things that you naturally will give off. And this is the volume that you don't want to turn down. This is the volume that you want to expand on. You want to be able to give a lot more of that to other people. Somebody just chimed in that there's no more fat ways for me after that. Laugh out loud. I won't say who it is. So anyway, so if we talk about one of the fruits of the spirit, Edie, let's start with just one as basic as peace. Say, do you have peace at night when you go to sleep? Is your mind clouded with fear, anxiety, and restlessness about the things of this world? You need to tap into and build a relationship with God that parallels that of a son or daughter to the Father. Know that God does not miss anything. He sees everything that you do and think. If you're discouraged, he is able to encourage you beyond what anything or anyone can supply. To obtain peace, you must first find the source of peace. Also, what about love? It is essential that you have love because the Bible teaches that there is no other greater thing in the world than love. So how can you love others if you do not first love yourself, though? That's an issue, a big issue. A lot of people don't love themselves, so they don't take the time to care about their appearance. They don't take the time to go to the doctor every year for the annual physicals. They don't take the time to listen to their bodies. I tell people sometimes what you should do is you should consider your mind as one creature and then your body as another. And they do communicate, Sometimes I've learned how to listen to my body when I'm hungry. I say, well, what do you feel like eating? And my body would be like, I just want vegetables and meat today. Or sometimes it just really wants a bowl of ice cream, But I listen to my stomach. I kind of go, now a bowl of ice cream would be great, but maybe I don't need that, and I'll shift gears and go back to something else. And you got to think about it. Your body is an amazing machine.
Yeah.
So if you've been 300 pounds for a long time, your body has dedicated itself to managing 300 pounds in some way. It knows how to move 300 pounds. It knows how to repair 300 pounds if you get injured, if you get sick. So it manages that, and it does it in a very efficient way. The body at all times wants to be efficient. Like the same way you regulate your house, your AC or your heat. If you put it at 75, it's going to always do what it has to do to get back to 75. So I believe once you get to 300, it does that. You get to 280, it does that. It's not happy when it has to work overtime to get to a certain level. So my thing is, if you've been 300 pounds for a long time, your body, and you have a goal to get to 200, you're going to have to fight not just your mind, but your body's going to fight you because it's like, hey, we were at 300 for the last 10 years. What's the problem? And it's not going to want to get to 200 pounds. So it's going to take a bit of a push on your end to whip your body into shape and to become a slave really of your mind. Your mind has to start to take over. So definitely loving yourself is where that starts.
And that can really help you. I found, and Braxton, I found that really, some people say, well, lose weight and then get self-esteem. But I find that when you can find a way to find that love and esteem for yourself first, then it makes it a lot easier to reach your health goals and challenges, whatever they are.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's like putting a foot forward. It's like
Yeah.
You know that you want to move in a certain direction, but rather than wait until the wind blows you, take the step. You know,
Yeah, I like that.
be aggressive. You know, be proactive. You know,
Yeah.
don't let the world just move you. Move yourself. So self-esteem isn't going to just drop on you. Create it. Say, hey man, I am somebody. I've got goals. I'm a person of purpose, and I'm going to go and get it. This is what I'm doing. And when you do that, then your everything else comes with that. You know, and especially when speaking to just the fruit of the Spirit with love, is that you must determine that God loves you and has made you to be a wonderful person of faith to be utilized in the pathway of fulfilling His perfect will on this planet. Love yourself enough to open your mind to trust in God with everything. Once you do this, you can be used to do great works without it being tainted or by motive or vain glory. So that's one of the fruits of the Spirit. I have a section of this chapter, which is great. It's called The Great Debate. Do I need to lose inches or do I need to lose pounds? And I tell people, well, it only matters in the eye of the beholder. I mean, the only beholder, right? Who else? Somebody just hit me up with a message. Okay. So look, if you continue to believe for 1 second that losing 2 inches off your waistline is more impactful than 20 pounds, I have to be honest with you. You're dead wrong. I'm talking to my overweight and obese folks here. Let me make it a little more real for you. You go to the doctor for an annual physical. Your numbers are off concerning your cholesterol, your blood sugar, and your blood pressure. He or she tells you that you need to lose weight, right? So you take it and you go and you start a diet plan that should help you level off and take these numbers down to a safe range. So after about a month, you notice your waistline is slimmer, but the numbers on the scale are the same. Are you frustrated? Of course you are. You blame it on the fact that you started working out, and it must be the fact that you have developed more muscle, making you heavier in the absence of fat. Nice try. It just doesn't happen that fast. Honestly, it takes a little bit more working out than that to build muscle. And a matter of fact, eating more calories and supplementing in a workout that focuses on building muscle is the only sure way to secure that so-called theory into law. And most of which is probably not really happening. Am I right? I mean, bodybuilders have to put on massive amounts. They have to consume massive amounts of protein. They have to lift massive amounts of weight. And a lot of people in the gym are just not doing that. So don't think that because you got on a treadmill for 30 minutes for the last 5 days that all of a sudden you didn't lose any weight. Well, I must have burned fat and put on muscle. It just doesn't happen that easy. It's just not. So just stop. But this book is going to help you figure all that out, guys.
Yeah.
Some other things
Exactly.
that are in the book, Edie, that people might not know it, is that there's 10 foods that are going to boost your metabolism. I got that in here. So you guys can be able to go to the store, get these 10 foods, incorporate them into your meal plan, even following the Eat Less, Move More program with that as well. Carry that through the campaign. You're also going to get some common metabolism myths debunked. So where you think, well, I was born with a slow metabolism. That might be true. Genetically, you might be predisposed to have a slow metabolism because mom and pops didn't, but you sure can increase it with some of these things I'm going to be giving you about exercise and the meals that you eat. That's going to help to ramp up. Little ways to cheat the corners. The 3 effective ways to physically train. I'm going to give you that as well, so you can stop wasting time in the gym and get down to some serious working out that's going to be effective. And also, you're going to get keys to self-empowerment. And that's really what you were talking about, Edie, about self-esteem. You can't just wait for it to drop on you. You're going to go out there and you're going to self-empower yourself. And you're going to be a winner because you're going to believe that you're a winner.
Yeah. Difference. It makes a difference. Absolutely.
I didn't really get a chance to talk about some of the scientific side of the chapters, but I think that's something that people are probably going to want to dive into themselves, and they'll see what the science behind a lot of the chapters is when they get in there, and they'll see the statistics and they'll understand it. One of the most important chapters in this book really talks about there are no perfect circumstances. You can sit around like, oh, I'll wait until I get myself a gym membership, or I'll wait until I get the right person to motivate me. And you always have all these things, you're waiting, and you never start anything. Or I'll wait till after the New Year because I'm probably going to eat, you know, all the way through Thanksgiving and Christmas. But what if you never get a chance to get to the New Year because you waited, you know? So you need to, if you know you have a problem, you know you have issues, and your health is declining, start now. So that's an important chapter. And the other one is Sins of.
That sounds great, Brock.
The other one is called Sins of the Father, Edie, and that's really an important one to me because it talks about some of the bad habits that we picked up from being a child. It may be a cultural habit, or it may just be being a basic kid. I know for me, it was always clean your plate. You know, if you have a plate of food, you have to clear that plate no matter how big it is. And what would happen is that over time, you felt like this internal guilt, even as an adult, that you didn't finish your plate. So whether you were full or not, you wanted to finish the plate. Well, that carries over into overeating because if people someone picks up your plate and puts a whole bunch of food there, then you're going to try to eat all that food. Or you go to a buffet, which I can't stand, and you put a lot of food on the buffet plate, you're going to want to eat the whole plate. So that chapter really tackles some of these things. So, I mean, just a really an amazing book that I'm very proud of is Fat Free for Life. It's part of the 30-day 2016 health challenge. And remember, guys, you can go to my website at braxtoncosby.com. You can read about the challenge. You can follow those 3 simple steps, buy a copy of the book so you can follow these principles. They're going to help you get your mind right and your body right. It's going to be your blueprint to carry you through 2016. I promise you that. You're going to like my Facebook page, and you're also going to follow me on Twitter. And both of those links, like Edie said earlier, were on my braxtoncosby.com website. And then lastly, you're going to take a picture of yourself on a scale, send me your weight, tag me, so we can follow each other through the next 30 days, starting from January 5th all the way to February 4th. And we're going to have fun. We're going to start 2016 off right. You guys are going to lose weight. You're going to have tremendous gains, and you're going to set yourself up to be very powerful vessels to be used in 2016 to help others. And hopefully you're going to motivate somebody, and maybe you'll win a case of Hydro One. There we go. And also an autographed copy of my book. And that way you can share and give away the copy that you already purchased for yourself. What do you think about that, Edie?
I love it, and I'm so excited for people to do this challenge. I think it's really great. I might even do it myself, Braxton, because I'm wanting to build more muscle, and there are ways to do it. So I've learned a lot from you. So, and I think I've reached a plateau. So this is I want to do this too. So I'll take it before and after it.
Yeah, and the plateau is one of those things that I've talked about. I've kind of plateau. Why do we get there? And I really believe that if I'm going to put a percentage on it, 90% of a plateau is mental. You mentally burn out. You say, what do I do next? What do I do next? And it's just time to mix it up. It's time to throw something else in there. And this book is going to give you some new keys that are going to kind of make you look at health and wellness and fitness in a different perspective, and will probably help you to turn that last corner and really start to get some gains in ways that you haven't even imagined when it comes to your health. So I think it's going to be good. And I'm excited for you to participate in the challenge. I'm definitely going to be there posting all my meals and my green drinks and my exercise videos and all that good stuff and answering questions. So hopefully you guys make sure you get out there, get that book, and you get going on social media and you ask me questions and I'm going to answer them. And, I'll either hit you up either on the message boards, or I'll even part of my video for that day might actually be answering your question personalized. So thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate it. You guys have been great. And hopefully we're going to be ready to get it going in 2016.
Yeah. Thank you, Braxton. I'm looking forward to your 30-day challenge book coming out. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much.
Awesome.
And Eat Less, Move More campaign is in there. You get a lot of great details and tips on how to run that. And definitely head on over to my website and join me in this challenge, guys. Thank you for coming out. Have a blessed 2015. And as we move into 2016, continue to set goals for yourself and accomplish them.
Thanks, Braxton. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.